Hello, beauties. All right, so I know nobody likes a long video, so we're gonna try to go ahead and jump on in and get to the point. Um, I'm Queen Fee. For those interested in the government, I am Fiana. And this video is going to a specific group. I am targeting my divine feminine and my divine masculines that have been chosen, and you know what chosen means. You know who you are. So if this isn't you, go ahead and click off because this isn't going to be interesting to you at all. um but I woke up 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been up since then. It's probably about 7 o'clock now, and I've been trying to like figure out. I'm like, Spirit, why did you wake me up, and it took a while. It took a while for me to understand why I was awakened out of my sleep. But yeah, I got it now. I got it now. So I'm coming to you guys today because the urgency in focusing on our shadow work is highly important right now. It's like the time is now. Like now it's like this is a rush. um you signed up for this. um you signed up for this, and your role is important. You have to heal and clear a lot of energy for the collective. So Spirit is like, let's get it. I have a mentor that is working, helping me work through my shadow work. So I was kind of like, okay, like what I'm supposed to do. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead. I have some notes about what is shadow work. We're gonna get into all of that, but we're gonna end this off with a couple of decks, and we're literally gonna focus on what are those shadow traits that need to be addressed. And please don't try to make each and every little problem, like, do not take every last card personal as though it applies to you, because keep in mind, we are talking about a group. So we may not all share the same traits. So focus on what applies to you, what really resonates with you. Don't try to force or make anything fit. um but yeah, what is your shadow? Your shadow is repressed parts of yourself, of your personality, that it's suppressed inside your unconscious, right? And it's repressed parts of yourself, parts that is rejected or is not approved of by others. So since it's not approved by others, and it causes conflict and rejection, that's the reason why we suppress it, right? And a lot of people may have grew up in a household where they weren't freely able to express themselves. So all of that gets buried. All of that gets buried. So the point of shadow work is to bring those suppressed emotions to the forefront so it can help you better understand yourself and how you approach the world. Because a lot of us are, let's be honest, are in survival mode and responding from old wounds. And we have to dig deep and go to the direct source of why it's happening, right? So shadow work is addressing the mental health issues and like the life pains that you're going through, by bringing those by bringing it into awareness. And so like some negative traits, and there's both negative and positive traits, right, of the shadow self, because our shadow, our ego, all of that still helps us survive, and it's like a protection method that we have adapted through our life experiences. So negative traits that someone might disapprove of, let's say like greed. Well, no one is going to express how greedy or selfish they are, so they might suppress that, but it comes out in other ways, right? So let's look at my notes. Oh, okay, this is important. One of the ways where we can notice our shadow selves is through projection. So the best way that I can sum up projection is, think of someone that irritates the hell out of you. Like, everything this person does is just like, you're constantly calling this person out on their shit. Well, when you're calling them out on their shit, let's pause. Let's pause. Because are you calling out a behavior that you're ignoring within yourself? Do you have that same trait or behavior, but it plays out differently? So we have to be careful, in what we are projecting. And I'm not even gonna say we have to be careful, because like, you can't help it. You literally can't help it. It's buried inside of you, and it's gonna come out in some sort of way, shape, or form, right? So yeah, we want to stop those. We want to stop the cycle. We want to stop the cycle. Part of being chosen is because you are the generational cycle breakers. So we have to address it. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna list it. We're gonna make a list of those traits, right? Yeah, we're gonna make a list of the traits. We're gonna focus on how does it inform your actions or reactions. How does it affect your values? Um, Another good way to focus on our shadows is to journal. Just sit and write, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, and then go back over it. Was it positive? Was it negative? Because a lot of times when we journal, we often vent. So look at that vent. What is that vent saying inside that journal? Another good way for shadow work, and I've been doing a lot of art projects. It started off with paint, and now Spirit has kind of led me to some other things, which is also making me more aware of some gifts and some talents that I have. But creating art, everyone is an artist. There is no such thing as good or bad art. Like, we all express ourselves, and what we express has value to us, right? And the fact that we are all able to connect, and there are people that go through similar or even the same type of experiences, there's always going to be someone that's going to be able to relate or connect with your art. So express yourself through art, because the whole key is bringing this to the awareness, so that we can have self-acceptance, so that we can own being our authentic and true version of ourselves, right? Because God sent us here to be teachers. And by working on that shadow side of ourselves, it also helps us handle conflicts a lot better, and it improves overall health because now you're not suppressing those emotions inside of the body, because when we suppress those emotions inside of the body, it often plays out in the physical as sickness, illness, fatigue, disease. I learned, I recently learned that my rheumatoid arthritis is not hereditary. It's not like a genetic type of thing. It is part of my shadow playing out physically in my body to alert me, hey, we got some suppressed, unaddressed issues. I'm gonna tell you, like, the most amazing thing since I have been working on my shadow self and like just confronting, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've not had any flare ups. I've not had any pain. And so the goal is, when you suppress those issues long enough, they heal. So healing it's possible. It is possible. I am a witness. I am a living testimony as to what we clear up emotionally inside of us. It manifests out into the physical, and it helps improve our lives. Now, one of the things that my mentor has me doing, there have been a lot of books that I've been listening to through Audible, and the good part about listening is, as I'm listening within my sacred space, I can hear spirit tune in and highlight the parts that I need to be aware of. So it's like, as I'm listening, parts of my life experience kind of pop out right in between those areas, situations or highlights with people. So like, doing the shadow work, it makes you more compassionate towards others. So someone can do something totally disrespectful, or just, yeah, let's just say disrespectful. Someone could say or do something totally disrespectful, and I'm not reactive towards that anymore, because as soon as I get ready to be like, oh no, this bitch, soon as I get ready to go there, I already done put it all together. So there's compassion. I instantly understand, oh, okay, this person is responding from this wound. If you knew what the person had gone through or is experiencing, you're less reactive. You're more compassionate, because it's like, okay, say someone breaks in your house, they ransack all of your belongings, and then you later find out this person hasn't ate in however long. This person, their sugar was dropping, whatever, and they just trying to find, like, if you knew someone's horror story, you would be less likely to be angry or take it personal, right? So it's helping me to not take things personal, and to allow that person to have their moment and not be judged for it, right? Because we all make mistakes, and no one wants to continuously be punished for the same thing over and over again. So good books to help you with it. Codependency No More. If you are a chosen one, you have met your divine counterpart. Chances are you guys have some work to do. That familiarity that you feel, that comfortability, you're like, oh, I know this person, like, this is my soulmate, we done been together through many lifetimes or whatever. Yes, you have, but guess what? You also have some karmic traits that need to be healed, so that the union can be harmonious and actually come together, right? But the biggest goal is stepping into your true authenticity, being comfortable with who you are, being able to speak your truth and still be compassionate towards others. That's the goal. We want to be able to fully accept ourselves and embrace ourselves so that we can start focusing on the gifts that God sent us down here with. Because trust me, you got a gift. You got a gift. And so it's time to clear up a lot of that shadow self so that we can see the beautiful, gifted aspects of ourselves too, right? Because a lot of times, for an example, a child constantly being scolded and told, hey, you always moving too quickly, this, that, the other. Well, then they might grow up and they might suppress feelings of thinking, oh, well, I can't be spontaneous. Spontaneous is going to cause me, to get rejected. And like, so every time they go to do something, instead of just acting it out or doing, whatever spontaneous, adventurous thought or idea that they have, they're like, oh no, I don't know. I wonder how, everyone's going to take it if I do this or that, so it also holds you back from really enjoying life. You don't want to sit and question everything that you're going through. You want to just simply live, right? You want to enjoy yourself. I'm sorry, I gotta drink my coffee because, like, I've been up. I've been up. Let me cut off this space heater. I have been up. So, yeah, what else did I want to tell y'all? I'm just kind of scanning over my notes. Of course, you write things down. You be like, oh, okay, yep, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say that or whatever. But I ain't even really paid that much attention to this. So I want to scan over it to make sure that there wasn't something important that I missed. Oh, dream interpretation. Dream interpretation is really important too because it'll show you some things from like even past life. One of the things that popped up for me, 1717, from past life was rejection and persecution. Persecution, because oftentimes, if you're drawn to these types of videos, that is a clear indication that in past life you've been a healer of some form or sort, right? A healer, a witch, a shaman, and so being healers, you are judged by a lot of people. Society judges, and what they cannot control, they fear. So because they fear it, they attack, right? Thankfully, we're living in a new day and age to where healers, Reiki healers, and all these different things are accepted, and no one is actually burned at the stake. But that is real shit that has probably happened to you in a previous lifetime. So that causes a fear in truly sharing who you are or following your path. If you've been brought up in Christianity, they frown upon divination and card pulling, and they say a lot of negative things, but however, that is just to distract you and detour you, right? That's just an extra challenge and a hurdle that you have to go through in walking in the path that God called you. Everyone isn't going to be called. Everyone isn't chosen. So everyone isn't going to understand. So, there's going to be some talk. There's going to be some people be like, oh, okay, she crazy. Like, I don't even know, like, what is she talking about? And that's fine. They don't have to understand. They don't have to get you, because acceptance of self is key, right? We want to get to the point to where we are non-reactive to the thoughts and the opinions and the views of other people. So, good books: Codependency No More, The 4 Agreements, and Trauma and Recovery. Please look into those books. Those books are very helpful. We're going to go ahead and start pulling some cards, though. The benefits of moving, the benefits of shadow work is moving toward self-realization, becoming the best version of yourself. Noticing those projections as soon as it happened. It's like literally as soon as someone says or does something that I'm just like, I stop and I'm like, hold on. Is this person mirroring something for me? Am I projecting? Is this a part of myself that is showing up that I need to take notice? Or is this one of those moments where I've reached a higher vibration and now I'm going to be tested to see if I'm going to backslide and fall back into the toxicity, right? So you have to check yourself and be like, hey, have I healed this? Is this something, is this something that I'm projecting? Is this something that I still need to work on? Or is this just somebody else's bullshit that they are trying to project because they're having an overly emotional day and they don't know what to do with all this energy, right? So ask yourself those questions. It's all about empowering yourself. Um, Going from the victim to the survivor. And like I said, it boosts compassion, so that instead of feeling irritated with people, you're like, oh, okay, I can understand why, I can understand why. All right, first card that came out is the third eye chakra. Second card, clarity of belief. And share the love. All right, so Spirit wants you to focus on opening up your third eye. You know what? Let me see some activities you can do to open up that third eye. Third eye color is indigo. The sound for that is Om. Element, light. The gland is the pituitary gland, and it is IC. Oh, you know what? So, literally, one of the things that I do, and this may just be me. I don't know. I don't even know where I got this from, but I know with energy clearing, I learned to tap. And so one of the things that I noticed was very effective was tapping right on the third eye. It's like you're clearing any type of stagnant. Oh, 2 2 2 2. I'm seeing all these numbers on this time. It's just tapping, and as you are tapping, as I tap, I close my eyes and I'm looking up to that third eye. And I just keep tapping and tapping, and it clears away any stagnation. But the book suggestion, the third eye chakra is the most often talked about of all chakras. Clairvoyance, inner seeing, intuition, and higher levels of consciousness are all associated with this energy center found between your eyebrows and just above the bridge of your nose. It works closely with the throat and crown chakras and will assist you with your psychic and intuitive inner guidance. To enhance this chakra, work on strengthening your intuitive abilities. Close your eyes and visualize a circle or a square, and then any image. Practice seeing with your mind's eye. Imagine the sound of a train, a car horn, or a telephone. Practice hearing with your inner ear. Energizing the chakra helps you to intuitively know what others are thinking, feeling, and saying. This insight goes a long way toward building better and stronger bonds. Yes, and the next card that comes out is clarity of belief. So in opening up that third eye chakra, it's going to give you clarity. It's going to help you with your belief system, because if you've been talking to some people that aren't on the chosen path, they just don't get you, right? So it causes a lot of confusion and a lot of doubt, right? So by opening up that third eye, you're able to start seeing clarity. And if you look at that, if you look at him, he's opening up his heart. He's touching his heart chakra, and he's really, really feeling. He's feeling the love, and he's really embracing and feeling this transformation. And if you look, like, it goes in, the transformation can be beautiful and it can be painful. It can send the mind in a spiral. But clarity is going to be shown through opening and clearing and activating that third eye chakra. Frequencies. Frequencies. Go to YouTube and look up third eye activation. Listen to some frequencies. Lay down, relax, do some deep breathing to open that up, because if you notice, he's holding his chest because he's sending out love. He's radiating love toward outward into the universe, because didn't I say you're chosen? You're here to do a job, right? And you are meant to heal your heart for the collective, because you are here to share the love. You are a light worker. Just being here, your vibration of just being here adds healing to Gaia. So you were chosen for a reason. A lot of the chosen ones have different paths. You know, you might be a grid worker, you might be an empath, you might be a spirit walker. You know, God has chosen specific people for different roles, and through opening up your third eye is how you get your clarity, right? Is how you know how you're supposed to maneuver. But everything is all in love, and if you see that heart is broken, it's about healing that heart so that you can share. Let me try to hurry up. This video is going on 30 minutes. And I know nobody likes a long video. To be honest, I'm less likely to watch a video just because of the time frame. Dreams coming true. So in that healing and in that sharing, because one of the things I want you to know is when you've been chosen and you have a specific role that you have to carry out, there are tremendous rewards in doing your due diligence. That means all dreams coming true. Once you heal yourself, once you come from, open and healed and cleared heart, you have so much love to give. And that love that you give has a domino effect just going across, going across the nation for the collective. It's universal. If you look at those hands, it's universal. And when you are doing a job universally for the entire collective, you can expect good things to happen. Is there going to be some trials and challenges? Absolutely. Because, your faith has to be tested to see how true are you going to stay towards the path. So, to my divine feminines and masculines, I highly recommend, don't look at the journey as much as having to be with someone. Look at this journey as desperately having to get back into yourself, because that's where everything comes together and everything happens. Me and my partner have been back together now for it's been some months, but we went through a separation period where, like, we just was not a vibrational match, and I had to get my shit together because I was giving out all my power. And so I had to call my power back into myself, and I had to practice self-love. So continue nurturing yourself, continue practicing self-love. And if you are not with your divine feminine or masculine right now, just know that by doing the work, you could have whatever you like. So yeah, do the work. But let's go ahead and don't get triggered, don't get mad. I'm just the messenger. We ready to go through some traits that need to be highlighted, okay? So let's see what we get. I'll never forget when I first started noticing my shadow self. I really wasn't proud. It wasn't a proud moment. I was expressing a lot of toxicity. And when I went to speak my truth, I did a video, and a close friend that I like love dearly, I recognized that we had a trauma bond. And once I started healing and focusing on what I needed to let go of and release, I was speaking my truth, and she got real mad. She got offended. But guess what? You know, sometimes we all have one of those killing me softly moments where it seems like somebody is telling your whole story. Well, guess what? Her story was my story, because we was vibrating off of the same pains and traumas. And we had to step away from each other so that we can come into our true authenticity, right? Sometimes, Spirit says you have gone as far as you can go with this person. And now in order for y'all to both grow, this is what has to happen. Yeah. Understand that as you start healing, you are not going to be a vibrational match for a lot of people. Go ahead and understand now that when you are chosen for this path, you're not going to have many people around you, because, you sent here to do a job. You sent here to do a job, and like God needs you to keep your heart, healed. Keep your heart flowing open to receive and to give love. So, it's going to always be constant work and constant self-reflection, and you're going to have to keep recharging, because the collective is dependent on you. When I really understood what my role was, I felt bad. I felt bad because I didn't realize how many people was riding on my healing. I didn't understand. But I'm telling you, like, you are important. You are an intricate part of this worldly process. God has a divine plan that he is working through you. So understand that, when you're thinking about dreams coming true, understand that everything that you think is going to be great, God may not really have for you, because it's not for your highest good, right? Some things is going to be a distraction. So one of the things that, I'm coming to understand is, as a chosen one, having a specific path to follow, I'm not going to have a lot of distractions around, which means I'll probably never have those close friendships that I once used to desire. I'm really getting used to the isolation and enjoying my entertainment in other ways. And yeah, I still do a lot of stuff. I love to travel. I go to events. It's just, I'm not sitting on the telephone with no bestie all day, every day. And my phone's not going off the hook with people to talk to. So, all right. So, first card that comes up is acceptance. Second card, indecision. Third, discipline. All right. So, yeah, Spirit wants you to learn how to accept yourself. And that's why the shadow work is so important, because we go through so much rejection. I'm hearing abandonment. Indecision. Remember how I was talking about, with the shadow work, that spontaneous kid not being their true self, because they've had so much stuff happen that, and so now they're stuck in their head and they're worrying about every little thing. Well, how's this gonna play out? What they gonna think? It causes indecision. And so that's one of the traits that we need to address. So if you are feeling that, please do not just latch on to every card, because like I said, this is a collective reading. Every last one of these may not be your area. Discipline. So, this may look, this may have been some form of a parent saying, hey, you always pick up and you start things, you never finish, you're too scattered, you're doing too much, you being extra, so yeah, it's time to focus on discipline, and just know that you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. I think a lot of times, parents and teachers, they try to tell us what they feel like we're gonna be good at, or oh, no, you're not gonna be, you're not gonna be, this. You would be better off doing this. They try to tell you and mold your mind and put you in a field, like it's the same thing as parents saying, oh, in order to be, successful, in order to have a large amount of money, you need to go to college and this, that, and the other. And so what it does is it kills the imagination, and then you stop dreaming. But Spirit is saying, it is time. Dreams do come true. So what I'm feeling from this is there is a belief system that is out of date. Like it needs to be released. Our elders, they tell us, all of their stories and what they feel is best. But guess what? It's 2022, and they may be giving you advice from the 1950s. So yeah, let that go. So belief systems, outdated belief systems. So start thinking about, what are your beliefs when it comes to what is a healthy relationship, right? Because a lot of us grew up in households that may not have had the best dynamics when it comes to a loving relationship, right? So look at your core values. Let's look at the core values. Let's look at the belief systems. What beliefs did you grow up with, or have you adopted that isn't working out for you? Because, it's not like you're doing something wrong. You can't conform to somebody else's ish. You can't. What worked for Granny and Grandpa ain't gonna work for you. It's a new day and age. And they were taught, because let's think about it like this, a lot of our elders grew up in a time period to where, there was segregation and stuff. And so how did that affect their thoughts, their beliefs, what they accepted, right? How they portrayed, the image that they portrayed to, society in order to be accepted. Adversity. All right, so I feel this one. This one is all about victimization. Like okay. All right. So when things happen, we have an option of how we see it, right? And what I'm feeling is, this is a heavy energy of, why is this shit always happen to me? I always got to go through this extra. Something always happen, Well, guess what? If that's what you putting in your head, that something messed up is going to happen, that's what you manifesting. That's what you're a vibrational match for. That's what you signaling off to the universe, that's just taking all our thoughts. And they're like, okay, well, what energy did Fee hold the longest? Is she still holding on to that doubt and that fear? Boom, let's give her another opportunity to feel fearful. Is she feeling abundant? Is she feeling blessed today? Like, well, boom, if that's what I'm feeling, that's what I'm gonna get, right? So we have to acknowledge that we are co-creators. We are constantly co-creating. So instead of looking at things like, oh, why is this shit always happening? I always have to jump hurdles. I always got to go the extra mile. Let's look at it like this. You are so strong that those challenges has to intensify to give you a greater lesson, right? To give you a greater lesson, to give you, a deeper challenge, so that when you are successful, you truly know that dreams come true. So let's think abundant thoughts, because, I am a limitless being. Say that every day. I am a limitless being. And I can manifest whatever I desire into physical reality. It's reading. This message is getting too long. I'm going to pull 2 more and we through. 2 and through. I'm gonna come back to it though. I'm gonna make sure that I do more videos focus on gratitude. All right, so we need to work on gratitude. We need to be more grateful. So instead of focusing on lack and what isn't showing up right now, let's start making a list of all the things that we do have. Because like I said, this card has that victim mentality mode, where, hey, everything is always happening to me. And it's time to show and express some gratitude and say, hey, everything is always working out for me. So look for the opportunities. Look for opportunities to be grateful. And you'll have more to be grateful for. I'm also hearing something going back to that acceptance, people pleasing. It's time to release that people pleasing. It's time to say no when you feel no. Stop showing up for people that isn't showing up for you, that's constantly questioning and making you feel some type of way. Self-esteem. So we've suppressed some emotions about how we feel about ourselves and how we express ourselves. So yeah, I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on acceptance. We're gonna work on releasing that victim mentality. We're gonna work on letting go of indecision. We're going to become more disciplined. We are going to go back and connect with the inner child. We're going to connect with the inner child to start dreaming and imagining the possibilities so that we can have a more abundant life. So that is my message for you today. I hope this, please let me know if this was helpful. Put in a comment, put in the comments, what is tripping you? What kind of reading do you need to help you get through this? Because, we all in it together. We are all in it together. And obviously I am here to be of service, right? So let me know what type of reading you need to help get you through this, because you are going to cross this finish line. You are going to heal yourself. And guess what? You are about to be an inspiration, because God is using you as an example to show others how possible it is, right? When you do the work, you actually can co-create and have the life of your dreams. And you are going to be a living witness. People are going to see you, and their faith is going to become so much stronger just because they know, just because hey, I've seen it happen. I done seen Fee, and I know where she came from. I know what she had, and now all of a sudden she's living this beautiful, healthy, abundant life, and everything is just working out. Yes, everything is always working out.